Shortly, the Deputy Chancellor, Ms Elizabeth Crouch, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When they've arrived on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the national anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Budji Mulinul, everyone, and Nalawa. Good morning and welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the University for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this morning. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. And so he enrolled his daughter Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them and became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this morning. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 200 years ago, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he had ever met. They were naked, owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, they were ancient cultures. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents or mortgages, no jails, and no homelessness. People cooperated to collect the resources which were needed, and then they were shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained in their natural state with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. So remember, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life, and for the longest time, and pretty much changed yesterday. And so there's little reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. But we're a clever people, and there's still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is normally good, and we are naturally happy. I would ask that you share your gifts with the rest of us, though, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do that, and I'm confident that together we can put together a country and a world that we can be proud of, and one that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up now and letting you graduate. I just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce the Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, Elizabeth Crouch.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for that very warm welcome to country. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. First, I want to thank all of you for coming. A graduation ceremony is an important celebration of achievement, the achievements of our graduates, and I might say also of the university. So I'm very grateful that you're all here to join us in celebrating one of life's most important milestone events. I also want to especially thank those of you who have brought your children with you. It's good for them to be here because their memories of today and of the importance of today may be the one thing that inspires them to emulate the success of today's graduates. And their presence is also good for us because every celebration is enhanced by the presence of children. Now, as a parent, I know that it may be difficult for little ones to stay quiet or still for the duration of the graduation ceremony. It's a big ask. I don't expect them to or want them to, and I don't want you to worry if they don't. They are most welcome, and please let them run around and make as much a commotion as they like. Now, the most important thing today is that our graduates have a great day. Graduates, I hope this will be a very happy and memorable occasion for you all. You deserve to take pride, great pride in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance. You need to make many sacrifices. But that hard work has paid off, and I congratulate each of you on your achievements. I also want to congratulate those of you who are guests of our graduates, because you've all done well too. The very fact that you are here, invited by one of our graduates to share one of the great days of their lives, is proof positive that you've been an important influence in their successes we celebrate today. I don't want you to think, however, that observing today's graduation is the end of your role. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduates are too modest to proclaim their success, I want you to make sure you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduates are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities around the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is very young, celebrating our 50-year jubilee in 2014. We proudly take our name from Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. We learned at school that Macquarie was a great builder, but perhaps his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. It was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society. Because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed, which is the modern foundation, the foundation of the modern Australian notion of a fair go for all. And it is that legacy that we here at Macquarie strive to maintain and honour. After our first 54 years, we now have more than 184,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is now a very modern and outward-looking university. We are ranked in the top 2% of the world's universities. From our beginnings, we defied the traditional boundaries of academia to achieve outstanding success. We have pioneered and continue to pioneer learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. And we're also research pioneers at Macquarie. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance are of enormous benefit to the world that we live in. And that, by the way, is not an idle boast. Did you know that a significant part of the development of Wi-Fi was completed by Macquarie University engineers and scientists in conjunction with scientists from the CSIRO? And that the research that is currently underway at Macquarie is no less significant. I'm sure you will all be aware of the recent death of Professor Stephen Hawking, a brilliant scientist and a marvellous and inspiring man. The disease he fought almost all his life was motor neurone disease. And I'm very proud to say that our Faculty of Medicine and Health Science is at the forefront, indeed I think it's fair to say we're the Australian leaders, in helping to find a cure for that dreadful disease. We also have researchers working on an innovation that will prevent shark attacks on surfers, a very topical subject at present. In the Arts Faculty, our researchers are analysing laws in Pacific Island states that impact on women's economic participation. We also have researchers in arts using CT scanners to reveal even more knowledge about Egyptian mummies. In fact, we have countless research projects underway, all of which have enormous benefit, had enormous potential to add to the world's knowledge and well-being. We are also proud of some of our new or relatively new facilities, including the Australian Hearing Hub, our library and our hospital. We are the only hospital in Australia which owns and operates, the only university in Australia which owns and operates its own hospital. But we have a lot more to do to make sure that our facilities are fit for purpose and are cutting edge. That's why when you arrived today, you may have thought for a moment that you were visiting a building site. The big hole in the ground outside, just behind me, is the site of our new central courtyard, which will house new food and beverage facilities, other social and study areas, as well as on-campus student accommodation. A little further away, our arts faculty building, one of our oldest in fact, has been completely gutted and will be replaced by a new arts precinct, which will also include new spaces for our superb museums and galleries. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a clear and straightforward mission. And that mission is to transform people's lives, not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe, by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie to always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University alumni. It is now my very great pleasure to introduce occasional speaker, Dr. Daniel Gazelbash. Daniel joined Macquarie Law School in 2014, where he teaches courses in administrative law, human rights and social justice advocacy. Importantly, he is the founder and director of the Macquarie University Social Justice Clinic, an important initiative here at Macquarie. Prior to joining Macquarie Law School, he was a sessional lecturer at Sydney Law School, where he taught courses in refugee law at an undergraduate and postgraduate level. It is now my great pleasure to invite Daniel to deliver this morning's occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Daniel Gazelbash.
Deputy Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, my colleagues from the faculty, graduands and friends and family of graduands. It's really a great honour to be here today before I give this occasional address. And let me start by extending heartfelt congratulations to all the graduands. And I really hope that you take a moment today to step back, savour your achievements, and also to thank those people important and close to you that helped you get here. And then head out into the world with your head held high as Macquarie alumni. We produce a special type of graduate, engaged global citizens. Our university has radical roots which continues to influence our approach still today. The history section of the official Macquarie webpage carries a quote describing Macquarie as Australia's most radical and unconventional university. The university was set up in the swinging 60s, and by the 1970s, it was one of the most politically active and socially progressive campuses in the country. Professor Ghassan Haj, who's now one of Australia's leading sociologists and a Macquarie alumni, told me a great story about what it was like studying here in the 1970s. So his parents had sent him from Lebanon to study medicine at Sydney University. But he hated it. And he found the environment stifling and had heard stories about the vibrancy of the Macquarie campus. So he decided to drop out of medicine and enroll in an arts degree at Macquarie. And he turned up on campus on his first day with a bit of trepidation, a little bit of guilt. He hadn't told his parents at home that he'd changed degrees. But he walks into his first tutorial, Sociology 101, and he finds his tutor with her legs up on the table, dirty bare feet sticking out of her bell-bottom jeans, rolling a cigarette. And he says that at that moment, he knew he'd made the right decision. The bell-bottom jeans are gone. Our tutors now, for the most part, wear shoes. and there's certainly no more smoking in the classroom, but elements of the radicalism of that period remain. We produce change makers, fiercely independent thinkers who are trained to critique and disrupt the status quo. I'd like to share a short quote with you from Duncan Kennedy of Harvard Law School. He's one of the founders of the critical legal studies movement, and this movement was very influential in the formative years of Macquarie Law School. So writing in the 1980s, Professor Kennedy observed that we sometimes think of law schools as a trade school, with endless attention to detail, a grim focus on the limited task at hand, and lack of theoretical ambition. However, Professor Kennedy continued, law schools are intensely political places. Indeed, if they see themselves simply as a trade school, Kennedy argued they become a place for ideological training, for willing service in the hierarchies of the corporate welfare state. Students, he said, act affirmatively within the channels cut for them, cutting them deeper, giving the whole a patina of consent, and weaving complicity into everyone's life story. But he concludes with a rallying cry: resist. Macquarie Law School was and continues to be ground zero for this resistance. With our focus on teaching law in context, we teach students to recognize the shortcomings of the legal system and its role in perpetuating inequality and social hierarchy. The law is conceptualized not as a tool for preserving the status quo, but the key to shaping a more progressive, just, and humane society. And it's this idea which is at the very heart of the Social Justice Clinic. Building on the law school's commitment to championing the vulnerable, the clinic's goal is to shape and train the social justice advocates of the future. Students are partnered with leading public interest practitioners to work on real-life social justice cases. The whole experience takes place on campus. Our partners, the National Justice Project and Refugee Advice and Casework Services, run an office in the law school. And it's still very much in its infancy. We only started operating at the beginning of last year, but it's been a wonderful learning experience for everyone involved, including myself. And I just wanted to run through a couple of the exciting initiatives that the students have been involved in so far. So one of our projects involves advocating for refugees on Nauru and Manus to access medical treatment. And so our students get to regularly check in with our clients via WhatsApp, and we've even been involved in assisting a number of clients get transferred, refugee children get transferred to Australia to seek medical treatment. We also assisted on a successful legal challenge to the government's attempt to take away mobile phones from people in immigration detention. And we've helped close to 24 asylum seekers apply for protection visas here in Australia. And so much of our work focuses on refugee issues, and to a certain degree that reflects my own biases as a refugee scholar and refugee lawyer, but also the fact that I come from a refugee family myself. My family came here from Iran as refugees. But we have taken on projects in other areas as well. One of the other exciting projects we worked on was called CopWatch, which is an educational campaign, an app aimed at educating Indigenous youth on their rights and filming their interactions with police officers. And the students got to work alongside developers from Atlassian to develop that app. So for those amongst you who are committed to using your education to change society for the better, of hope of which there are many, I'd like to give you a few pieces of advice based on my own modest experience. Acknowledge the position of privilege you hold by virtue of your education. Think about how you can deploy this knowledge to work within the system, and also how you can push for broader systemic change. Acknowledge the limitations of the law. This might be a bit hard to hear as law graduates, but there's only so far you can get with litigation. In the short overview of the work I just gave you about the clinic, you'll see that we do much more than litigation. And you can certainly use the court to seek justice for individual clients, but it's very hard to affect broader systemic change in this way, particularly in Australia, given the fact that we don't have a Bill of Rights and legal victories can easily be overturned by Parliament. And we see this happening time and again with respect to legal challenges in the asylum space, with being thwarted by bipartisan legislation. So having acknowledged the limitations of the law, work on developing and deploying non-legal advocacy skills. Long-lasting systemic change will only come through changing public opinion. And you can do this on a grand scale through community organizing or running media or social media campaigns. But also importantly, you can do this on a small scale in all your everyday interactions that you have with the people around you. So go out into the world, lead by example, and persuade people to join you in building a more just, equitable, and inclusive society. On a more general level, no matter what area of work you choose to go into, whether you decide to practice law or not, pay attention to detail, but don't lose sight of the bigger picture. The world will try and turn you into a cog in a machine, but in the words of Professor Kennedy, resist. Thank you and congratulations again.
I think it's a wonderful thing when you can look back on your life and career and realise what an important impact you're having on people. And I'm sure you'll agree that the work Daniel's doing through the Social Justice Clinic at Macquarie fits into that category. Daniel, thank you again for all of the work you do through the clinic and for inspiring our next generation of students to act with justice and compassion in supporting Indigenous youth and refugees. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in thanking Daniel for a wonderful speech. As Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. But before I do so, I need to make sure that our students have actually qualified for everything they need to, because evidently if I confer a degree upon you and you're not eligible, I can't take it off you. So can I just double check? Did you go to every lecture, hand in every assignment, never turn up late to class? Right, okay. Well, perhaps I'll just double check. I will ask our registrar, Ms Gail White, to formally certify you've done everything you needed to. Ms White.
Deputy Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor of Macquarie University, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations, graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving them a round of applause.
Please be seated. Deputy Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts, and I call on Professor Martina Mollering, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Mollering.
Deputy Chancellor, students and staff in this faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems. They identify paths of research, analyze and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they will need to understand the world, past, present, and future. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. This faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and security studies and criminology. Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Media with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours. Tani Kimberly de Souza. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Media with the Bachelor of Laws with honours. Wendy Mansell. Jackson James Loder Martin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws honours. Shana Marie Decker. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours. Melanie Jasmine Adams. Miriam Agranet. Emily Elizabeth Hall. Emily Elizabeth Hall? Matthew James Allen. Not Emily, but Matthew, obviously. And now we have Emily Elizabeth Hall. Christina Hewitson. Vanessa Maria Salpa. Matthew Paul Sibley. Lauren Stables. Christina Thomas. Yi Wong. Amelia van der Rijt. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws with honours. Monique Alexander. Sarah Marie Ayub. Senit Bacic. Lillian Maria Bender. Alistair Booth. Evangeline Mary Bauditz Pascuccio. Scott Andrew Bryle. Tasha Michelle Bilsma. Paul John Shalui. Luke DeParis. Nicolas Fuentes. Callum Johnson. Danielle Carmela Lamalfa. Christina Lewis. Lachlan Mack. Paris Chalmers Manson. Lauren Patricia McKee. Suna Ozcan. Thomas Peter Riddle. Yana Sarukas. Clement Saman. Jamie Kathleen Simonson. Marianne Carmel Stewart. Mallory Yi-Wan Tan. Michaela Thompson. Maria Thoma. Malika Uppal. Shahani Vidupillai. Reshma Elza Zechariah. Rachel Ranting Zhao. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours. Jasmine Cherry. Aidan Dougal Fisher. Belle Kathleen McKinley. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws with honours. Rachel Claire Barwick. Kate Helen Chappell. Emma Squires. Daniel James Symington. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the Bachelor of Laws with first-class honours. Philip Simios. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the Bachelor of Laws with honours. Amelia Cox. Philip James Hall. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the Bachelor of Laws, Honours. Shiwani Gosai. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Honours with first-class honours. Luca Credentino. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Daniel Nadav. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, Jasmine Logaraj. Daniel Michael Martins. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Catherine Alexandra Dumas. Brooke Elder. Rebecca Gracie. Peter James Holmes. Nicholas Matthew Lavanda. Sarah Legault. Phoebe Love. Brody Ella Nettleton. Belinda Ramsey. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Media with the Bachelor of Laws, Mridula Amin. Rochelle Lauren Amis. Devon Isabella Boyle. Sarah De Cruz. Katie Joy Glynn. Matt Ragusa. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Laws. Katie Jane Andrews. Suhat Arnab. Thomas David Atkins. Irene Chakana. Louisa Jane Corner. Thomas Craven. Emma de Souza. Stephanie Marianne de Guara. Maxwell Edwards. Bridget Caitlin Evans. Alexandra Galway. Tamara Jane Archer Grennan. Alison Jane Hendricks. Nan Nancy Hu. Alexander Joseph Dixon Hughes. Luke Sean Keneally. Madeline Grace Kelly. Carolyn Lazar. Oscar William Mayers. Noelle Maria Martin. Eleanor Margaret Frances Maxted. Jackson Meany. Michael James Mitchell. Jennifer Moran. Dunya Noor. Jacqueline Hiroko Olling. Manisha Reena Prakash. Navid Segaram. Zana Sedal. Lydia Sidorenko. Alia Jean Visvalingam. Angelique Renee Welch. Eugenia Wong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the Bachelor of Laws. Emily Couture. Peter Kefalas. Phoebe Grace Magnell. Leah Mika Mikaelian. Benjamin Sam. Belinda Tang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the Bachelor of Laws. Rania Bustani. Amy Leah Hinder. Jamila Gailey Johnson. J. Elizabeth Kim. Naveen Ramani. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Anita Deng. Emerald Dessa. Georgia Macmillan. Daniela Stojanowska. Khadija Zarin. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Ariza Arif. Sarah Caroline Hume-Baird. Jennifer Barlick. Michelle Carey Bromfield. David Andrew Campbell. Farid Chaki El Idrissi. Marianne Drobats. Danka Durovic. Brooke Michelle Isles. Crystal Gay Fitzgibbon. Shannon May Ford. Jessica Hollins. Christy Lawrence. Christine Claire Lucas. Paul Richard Mannion. Madeleine Kate Marchand. Beth Marsh. Elizabeth Lorraine McIntosh Muldoon. Danielle Mikalev. Narek Mikaelian. Rowena Catherine Morgan Brett. Aristidis Telly Nikolakopoulos. David Robert Pace-Ferrol. Karl Rischig. Gillian Morgan Shaw. Todd Richard Smithson. Desiree Swain. Adrian Lawrence Torrio. Konstantinos Joseph Woznakis. Ziaula Zarifi. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Law, Governance and Public Policy. Frank Gietua Boadi. Ursula Stefania Ramirez Santiago. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Trade and Commerce Law. Yue Liu. Ngoc Thuy Tien Yuan. Obina Nanyalugo Ogwo. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Laws. Pura Baikan. Sujan Bolakoti. Jessica Kate Evans. Nirmit Gogia. Stacy Visanjo Mukite. Adriana Esther Navarro. Muhammad Ingamul Kamal Oshan. Farman Suleimanli. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Menaka Rumya Pradeep for a thesis entitled The Nexus Between Human Rights and Multilateral Trade under the World Trade Organization. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Amira Aftab for a thesis entitled Accommodating Sharia, a feminist institutionalist analysis of Sharia law in Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Dr. Jennifer K. Farrell for a thesis entitled Enhancing Access to Justice in Australian Courts Using Web 2.0 Applications. Dr. Uchechukwu Ngwaba for a thesis entitled A Ride to Universal Health Coverage in Nigeria, a transformative proposal from a comparative perspective. Deputy Chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Deputy Chancellor, I call on Dr. Jennifer Farrell, who has just graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Farrell.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, fellow graduates and guests. It's an honour and a privilege to be asked to speak on behalf of the graduates this morning. To you, my fellow graduates, congratulations, you've made it to the end. Now begin another journey. When did mine begin? In 1963, a time impossible for most of you to remember, when as a 16-year-old I entered university for the first time. So here I am in 2018, still on a journey of exploration. I certainly have faced my share of obstacles and distractions, although I was too naive as a 16-year-old to understand what I was facing. Even by the time I was admitted to the bar in November 1977, I did not appreciate the challenges facing any woman who dared to aspire to practice at the bar. Women such as Ada Evans, Elizabeth Evatt, Mary Gaudron, and Margaret Beasley. Ada Evans, the first female law graduate in 1902, who could not be admitted to practice until after the Women's Legal Status Act was passed in 1918, because women did not come within the meaning of person. At that time, the phrase fit and proper person referred only to men. The 26 women who practiced at the New South Wales Bar between 1924 and 1975 all had amazing stories to tell about battles to attend the bench and bar dinner, to find chambers, and even obtain access to the men's robing room. When Sue Schreiner in the early 1960s was told by a male colleague to robe in the toilets, she thought, bugger that, and brought the brightest pink petticoat she could find and returned to the men's robing room to strip off and change. Thank goodness times have changed. Looking back, I think it was just as well I was somewhat distracted by my late husband's surgical career. Watching him work and being by his side in Papua New Guinea, in London, and seeing the early years of transplantation surgery in Sydney were experience I would not have missed. It was his passion for technology and medicine, as well as my exposure to virtual courts, e-filing and electronic courts in the Federal Court of Australia, that led me to law and technology and my thesis on access to justice using new technologies. What next? Research on artificial intelligence, robotics and law, or perhaps I'll just follow my favourite primary school teacher, Lucy Hill, who on her 100th birthday decided to learn Japanese. To Macquarie University, the parents, partners and friends who helped these graduates on their way, thank you. My special thanks go to my daughter, Dr. Emily Farrell, who was only 1 month old on my admission in 1977, and to my 5-month-old grandson for coming all the way from New York to be here with me today. I wish all of you much luck on your future journey. Enjoy every moment of it as I have. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Jennifer, for that truly inspirational speech on behalf of our graduating class and for inspiring us with the benefits and wonder of learning. You've certainly continued that in your own family, and I'm sure your address today will inspire many more people. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me again in thanking Dr. Farrell for a wonderful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, that wonderful voice belongs to Miss Angela Brewer, who graces us with her presence at each of these ceremonies and helps make them very special. Please join me again in thanking her for a wonderful performance. Please also help me thank our musicians. On the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. And on the trumpet, Miss Melanie McLaughlin. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community, many of whom come to these graduation ceremonies day in and day out to help make sure we're all in the right place at the right time. Please join me in thanking them. Graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage of your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From today on, and for the rest of your lives, you are part of that bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of a network of more than 180,000 graduates spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, a program focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment is to you, to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And please make sure you come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, as some of you I know are, to attend alumni events, use our aquatic or fitness facilities, or even, if the mood takes you, to enjoy a picnic by the lake. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. I urge you to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry, to set ambitious goals for yourselves and continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. I urge you to always exercise sound judgment and be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. My hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but for the betterment of the whole community. Believe it or not, each and every one of you can change the world, and you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it. Because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed through the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life, a great career, or a great achievement. And in all you do, I ask you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. And remember, wherever you go, go with all your heart. I hope that you also always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom are here with you to celebrate. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. First, I'd like our newest graduates to please stand. Now, if you place your testaments on the seats behind you, because you'll need your hands, I'd like you to turn around and face your family and friends and give them a mighty round of applause. Now you can turn around now, but don't sit down yet. I've got one more thing for you to do. Here on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, many of whom have helped you throughout your journey here at Macquarie. Please join me in thanking them. Now you can be seated now, but just for a couple of minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly I will lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite our newest graduates and their family and friends to join us for refreshments at the Macquarie. I now invite everyone to stand and remain standing until the last graduate has processed out. Graduates, I wish you the very best for your futures. And in the words of an old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, congratulations and good luck.